Hi, everybody, and welcome to my podcast, Stacy Personally Speaking, where my thoughts become known. This is season 1, episode 175 of the Journey 365 series. Today's episode is about Choman, camping blues, and distressed jeans. I had no work today, and so I turned off the 6:30 alarm. In any event, I was still awake from the usual time, but stayed in bed until almost 7 o'clock. It was a morning of interceding. God will bring us through to the end in victory. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place. Psalm 66 verse 12 of the King James Version. After my devotions, I stayed in the same spot for about half an hour, searching online for vitamin C supplements. I really intended on searching for iron supplements as I've been feeling lightheaded over the past week. I haven't been having smoothies as consistently, and when I did, I wasn't having spinach, which is high in iron content. As a result, I've been considering getting some iron supplements. But with every supplement, there's always a recommendation of taking them with vitamin C to allow for better absorption. Doing this kind of search takes a lot of time to shop around and compare prices. I wasn't of the mind for it, however. But at least I had put some things in the different cards online to reference later on. I finally got up and tuned in to Beyond the Headlines on Radio Jamaica while I did my back stretches. I didn't want the day to slip away, which always happens when I make no plans for the day, regardless of how much I have to do. I've been wanting to go to Tachiya supermarket for weeks, but hadn't gotten the chance to. I thought I would go today, even though they are usually closed every Wednesday. But I wondered if they'd be opened, since tomorrow is a public holiday. Had I remembered all of this though, I would have forced myself to go after the high school yesterday. But I comforted myself by saying, if they were closed, at least I would have gotten my day's exercise. Before I left, however, since I didn't have any ingredients for smoothies, I decided instead to have the remaining 3/4 of an apple, the only fruit that I had left in the house before I left out. The house was pretty bare. I left home right on the dot of 10 o'clock, and by 10:18 I was making my way back after encountering, surprise, surprise, the closed supermarket. Choman. I was hoping they'd be open. I didn't make too much of a fuss though and just headed straight to my regular supermarket. I realized that my bike riding had increased since September, and in just this week alone, I've been riding since Monday and will be riding Thursday and Friday as well. Riding has become easier, but it still takes a toll on my body. You know, I should actually be having more warm baths or something, but I haven't at all. Neither have I been having any massages in recent times. I got to my supermarket minutes to 11 and realized that my Tachiya list couldn't quite work at the supermarket. At least not in totality. On top of all of this, I had camping on my mind again, and it infuriated me, honestly. I'm tired of thinking about this camping trip and I want it. I just wanted it to be done and over with. So once again, I found myself going through all the aisles at the supermarket, which really shouldn't be the case, as by now I should know what I'm taking on the camping trip. But there is a bit of a nagging feeling concerning the things that are still in my friend's vehicle at their apartment. The 3 bottles of water and the potatoes might be of no use. The sweet potatoes and the Irish potatoes. But I hope for the best. But I don't plan to spend any more money for this trip. It has caused me some amount of distress and my enthusiasm for it is not as high as it was initially. The Friday that is planned as the departure day, I'll be working all day from morning until 9:30 in the night, unless there's a change in my schedule. This means I have no time whatsoever to do anything on Friday, and must be prepared completely from the Thursday so that I can bring the cooler box and whatever other things I'll need with me to work on Friday. I really just want it to be done and over. The supermarket was really full, and I'm not sure what was happening today because that supermarket doesn't usually close on holidays at all. But I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, after finally returning home after 11 o'clock, I felt exasperated and I just prayed not to give in to that feeling. It was something on top of being tired. I sat down to eat whatever meal of the day it was and just tried to keep my mind clear. I was having the last of the free meal. I warmed it in the microwave and then mixed it with some kimchi. It started to rain at 11:45 and I was really happy I had gotten back home before that. The time slipped away as I filled it with recording the past 2 days' podcast. There were some crazy things happening with the Anchor platform, which I use to record my podcast. It was showing me 175 podcasts to be imported as new imports from my WordPress blog, but only 2 were new. However, I had no option to select only the 2 and had to import all 175 of them. I searched frantically online for answers, but I just found myself getting more annoyed. I decided to try to navigate around the craziness. I also created a short video of the cookout from Sunday with very little editing, but it still took more time than I wanted it to. I answered some emails and text messages and realized that in more recent times, I have been taking much longer to respond to emails and messages. I suppose it is another season of life that I am in. I packed out the groceries half-heartedly and left some things on the floor in my room. I did a little Japanese kanji practice on my phone, but nothing noteworthy. To think I had a whole free day and I didn't study for the 2 hours that I'm supposed to study Japanese for. I still didn't put away all the laundry from a couple days ago. But because of the recent inside clothes stand that I have, things are kept in a much more orderly fashion. In my lackluster mode, I put on my jeans pants that have gotten tight on my legs. My legs, the only place that seems to be gaining any weight, and proceeded to release the tense areas with a scissors. I spent almost an hour distressing the jeans. Not that I had to, but because it was helping to keep me calm. My experience so far with the new remittance company has been horrible. The money sent from August 27th is yet to be delivered, and the customer service response ad hoc and lacking. At almost 6 o'clock, I had an orange break. The orange was so tiny, but I wasn't expecting it to fill my tummy or anything. I could feel my heart struggling to remain at a calm and even pace. And to tell the truth, I can't afford for it to be distressed heading into the weekend. A weekend which I'm not sure I'm looking forward to with open arms. Thank you for journeying with me on today's entry. As you can see, not every day is a bed of roses. Not every day I'm excited and happy to talk about my day. But it is one of the things I have committed to doing for one full year. I'm almost at the halfway mark. And so please continue to journey with me as I bring you life as I live it from Stacy Personally Speaking.wordpress.com. Please follow my blog so you can get the emails. You can get the posts delivered right into your inbox where you can choose to read instead of watching my nuanced face. As always, thank you for your time. Stay blessed. Stay safe.